What's up, everybody? Josh here. I'm still here with James Pungello, continuing our playthrough
Hello.
of... Well, there you are.
Yep.
Continuing our playthrough of Halo 1, the Anniversary Edition. Look at all this foliage. Look at that sunset. It's almost like Terry Pratchett wrote a book, just like this one.
I love looking up at the Halo ring and the remastered stuff because it's just so... It's really nice, especially actually in one of the maps in one of the multiplayer maps in Halo 2. It's very evident that you're over the ring, and that's really cool. You can see.
Oh yeah,
it's really nice.
Evade Covenant patrols. You can't do it. All right. Spoiler alert. They come after you with a vengeance.
Die Hard.
I think they're
with a
flying like
vengeance.
right over me right now. Oh, yeah.
You okay over there? Oh, there you are.
I'm right here. Yeah.
No, because you look like you went to the left of that rock towards the cliff, and I'm like, did he fall?
Yeah. I just looked over and the frame rate looks a lot better. So sorry, people, if the frame rate was a little hitchery in the first episode. We had a couple of tech issues, but we worked them out, and I apologize. You know, that's just how life is. You know, can't be perfect. Wow, I almost took him out.
Yeah, no, you guys should take out those banshees. I don't want to waste my bullets. You can actually take out those banshees.
I don't want to waste my bullets, but you can.
Hey, if you want to waste your bullets, go ahead.
Come at me, bro. I only did it because he got, like, super close. Reload again. If I had a sticky grenade, I'd take this fool out. But I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can't see. Hang on.
Got him.
Well, you got it. Alright, where are you at? Thought I just saw it, but it went away.
Headshot.
But yeah.
Headshot.
There's actual, like, blades of grass now. You look at the old one. It's just, like, this flat texture. You're like, wow, that looks like some realistic grass.
Well,
And
you
then
look down, and it looks like a picture.
There's a bush here. Oh, my God.
It looks like they took a picture of grass and then just stuck it.
Yeah, I
onto
mean,
the...
that's what a lot of
And
they
that
did. That's
basically
what
is
a
what
lot
they
of
did.
what they did in that generation. They just took, like, they went to a wall, took a picture of a brick wall,
Yeah.
made it look like a repeatable texture, and there you go. Now a lot of textures are like hand painted, and they look fantastic.
So much work, though. It's crazy.
Oh, it is.
How much
It's an
goes into
intense
these
amount of
games.
work. Yeah, I talked to a lot of artists and stuff that work on games, and they hate their lives because they work long hours, and then people on Twitter yell at them.
Yeah, and I'm sure they also don't get that much credit for games, you know, because, like, I mean, obviously within whatever circles, yes, but, like, when someone thinks of a game, it's kind of like movies or TV shows or whatever. You know, of a movie, who do you really, like, think of when you think of a successful movie? You think of the star, maybe you think of the director,
Right.
possibly, like, the writer, but that's maybe.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
You know,
If you're really into film, sometimes you'll think of, like, the cinematographer, but I don't know how far after that you go, you know?
Yeah, like, you're gonna have to be pretty far into a film to really know the other.
Yeah.
It's like Ghostbusters. I know some of the crew, you know, and like I am unbelievably into Ghostbusters, you know. So,
Right.
and that's usually just from behind the scenes stuff where they had like, oh, here's an audio commentary, and here's an executive producer, and here's a, here was our, or then they start talking about people like, oh, this was, our director of photography or whatever, blah blah blah. So you hear that kind of stuff. But like if I was just to think of the movie, if I didn't really see behind the scenes stuff and I just watched the movie, you know, you really just think of the people who are kind of like the front-facing people, the people who do the PR stuff for movies, you know, and they're going out and they're doing press junkets and they're talking to people. So it's the same with games. It's like, you know, you see, everyone, you know, the popular voice actors, you probably know, you know, your Nolan Norths and your Troy Bakers and those kinds of people. You probably know them. You know, you probably know, like, you know, the big creative, like, you know, leads, like, you know, like a Cliff Bleszinski or, you know, people like that. And then outside of that, you basically, you know, the average person just playing games doesn't really know any of the other names.
You're like Joe Artist number 3 who worked 60 hours this week. I don't care.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things. It's like, you know, the job is a little bit thankless, kind of. But then again, you know, it's like, it's one of those artistic jobs where, like, you know, they're creating something that they well, hopefully you would think that they'd be passionate about. So hopefully they'd find they'd find what they're seeking for in the job and not in people, giving them credit for it,
Right.
But
I do think it's weird that we put a lot of emphasis on people like Kojima, who I think's like a great designer, but people act like he's the only dude who like worked on Metal Gear. They're like, oh, it's his game. It's like, well, not necessarily. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, but it's the same. It's the same concept as like with movies and stuff. It's like and by the same token, though, like there's less onus on a failure for somebody that you've never heard of. Because, like, let's say this new Star Wars film stinks, right? You probably who are you going to blame? Abrams. Everyone's going to blame Abrams. Now, if it's a great thing, they're going to say, "Oh, look at what J.J. Abrams did." So, by the same token, if it's really good, you're probably not going to get too much credit if you're, one of the people making the movie. You're also not going to be blamed for its failure, if it does fail. So there's a little bit of give and take there with the positioning.
Yeah, it's interesting. Going back to like we were saying about cinematographers and stuff, it's funny that I'm like really into cinematography, but I don't even know like a famous cinematographer at all. Like, I'm really into the way shots and scenes are presented in movies, and the way that people do like creative things.
I'm trying to think.
Like, somebody who I really like is and obviously he's a director, David Fincher. Mm-hmm. The way he sets up, and I'm not sure if he sets them up or if he has like a cinematographer that he always hires just because he does what he likes. He has a way, like a look. When you see like his shots, you're like, like that's very Fincher-esque. Like there's this slow panning move through a symmetrical, like a perfectly symmetrical hallway or something. You're like, this is a Fincher shot, There's, I guess, something about it, I appreciate stuff like that. But, and they do some of that stuff in games, where you can just kind of tell. You're like, I never noticed that freaking ship going down in the distance.
Oh, the life pods?
Yeah. Never noticed. It's pretty crazy.
It's funny, but actually, the old graphics, if you look into the distance, really aren't that bad. I mean,
the skybox looks okay. Yeah. The trees and stuff don't look that great.
Oh no, the trees are terrible. I'm kind of talking like just looking up into the sky.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, the Warthog's a little difficult to control.
Yeah, they made it a lot better in subsequent games. That, and I'm like, I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just driving this way. I'm pretty sure this is the correct direction.
There's a structure into the rocks.
Someone built
in the rocks.
So it must
this is back when like they didn't tell you shit when you played games. They're like, you figure it out. You had to be on these like text guides before YouTube. You're like, God. But now they like games are just like, so go here, do this.
Yeah, I remember it's funny. So my older brother bought my parents an iPad for like a combined Mother's and Father's Day gift, and they both got into. So my mom and dad both got into 2 different games. My dad got really into SimCity. Oh. He loves it, and my mom got into Candy Crush. So she's playing Candy Crush, and and like when she's playing it. Like if you just take a few seconds to think about your next move, it starts like highlighting things like what to do. And she's like, I love how it's like, hey stupid over here, hey stupid over here. And I'm like, it's true. These games like they really just kind of like start like they really hold your hand a lot.
Yeah.
Because such a casual audience has latched onto games that just like in the past, like games were a little more of a niche kind of thing, and the people who played them, they liked that there was a little bit of exploration and puzzle solving, and you had to get in a community.
You had to read the manual.
And people, they liked that. Now it's games are a little more broad, especially when you're getting them on like phones and iPads and those kind of mobile devices, where you're getting audiences who never would have played console games. Like my parents never would have played console games. Last console game that my dad played, like because he wanted to just play a console game, was like the Atari. So, like, they don't, he never would have played a console game, but they're all over the games on those mobile devices. So those are definitely designed a little bit differently to be more accessible.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but it's starting to reach like a wider audience. Pretty much everybody plays games now. Like,
Yeah,
it's unfortunate when you see those companies that don't realize that. I hate it. Oh, it makes me want to tear my hair out when I see like, gamers, are you ready? I'm like, oh Jesus, like, because I just know like most of the people in my life play video games and they don't respond to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
They don't go, yeah, I'm so hyped when they hear that guy that's like, yeah, are you ready for the next Halo Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm not. Like,
buy up some Mountain Dew and Doritos and get codes for Halo. Which I mean, I'm gonna say right now, I buy a bunch of Doritos. I don't buy Mountain Dew because I don't like Mountain Dew. But I buy the Doritos. I love Doritos, so I'll eat them all day. Well,
I love Doritos.
I love Doritos. So I will buy the Doritos with the special Halo or Call of Duty packaging and get the codes and then not.
Did you buy the Destiny Red Bull for the helmet or whatever?
I did not do that.
Yeah, I didn't do that
I
either.
can't do Red Bull. I had Red Bull one time.
Red Bull's disgusting.
So I was driving back last year. My two brothers and I, we decided that we wanted to go up to New York to see a game at Yankee Stadium to watch Derek Jeter play before he retired.
Cool.
So we all drove, but the only problem is that the scheduling this thing was a nightmare. And the only time we could do it was a Sunday. But my brother was gone on that Saturday. So we had to drive up to New York, watch the game, and come back all on Sunday because my brother has a job. So on the way back, we've been up all day. So we split the drive. My older brother and I split the drive. My younger brother just went along for the ride with us. My older brother and I split the drive on the way up. Then we were up in New York the whole day. We saw the game. It was like a night game too, which stunk. We came back, driving back down, and my brother at the time, I didn't have anything to, I didn't have any regular job, so I didn't have to be up the next day. So I was like, I'll drive home. And we got to Delaware, which is about halfway between New York and Virginia, and I was dying, and I'm like going to fall asleep here. So I'm like, you know what? I don't like energy drinks, but I'm just gonna have a Red Bull just because I'm like, maybe I just need some energy right now. And all it did was, and this is no joke, no exaggeration. It made my knee hurt. And like, I'm sitting there, yeah, I'm sitting there in the car, and my younger brother, he stayed up just to try to keep me up.
Right.
And so
like, please don't kill us just constantly.
Yeah, exactly. And he was freaking out too because like one time, like I was going at a decent pace, like or around how you drive on a highway there, and in the car, with a little bit of wind, it kind of picked the car and moved it a little bit left to right. It moved it a little bit left to right, and we hit those rumble strips that are supposed to be the you were going off the road, and my brother's like, listen, stop, wake up, what are you doing? I'm like, Steve, it's fine, it was an accident. And he's like, no, it's not, you're falling asleep. And I'm like, I'm not, calm down. But yeah, so all that happened was like, it hurt my knee, and I'm like, this is trippy. Like, my knee hurts, and we're like, we're playing all these these weird songs. Like, we kept the song Space Oddity kept coming up, and that's kind of like that. There's some trippy parts of that song where it's all like, oh, and I'm like, I'm just like in another realm right now. I'm super tired, It was fun to watch the game and everything, but they lost, so we didn't even get to see them win. And they're driving back.
You're like, this was a waste of time. Yeah, man, I can't do Red Bull. It's gross. I've done those 5-hour energy things, and they're better, but they're still pretty gross.
Yeah, well, the thing about 5-hour energy is that it's basically just a vitamin B12 shot. It's like that's like all it is, with like some other like flavor and stuff in it. I haven't looked at the chemical makeup of Red Bull in a while, but I'm not sure.
It's like uranium, water.
Yeah, there's some plutonium in there. There's just it's all that kind of crazy stuff. But like the so like 5-hour energy though, it doesn't give it doesn't actually provide energy in the sense of when you eat food, that's gives you energy, right? You have calories. But when you have like vitamin B, it's a coenzyme. So all it does is help your body break down stuff you already have for energy instead of providing new energy to your body. So like say like in theory, if you were on a deserted island and you hadn't eaten for like 3 days and then you had some 5-hour energy, it really wouldn't do much for you. Because like your stores would start to be depleted.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Red Bull actually has calories.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
5-hour energy has like no.
You.
if they say it gives you energy, but it has like either no calories or it only has like 5 or something like that, then it's not. It's basically a coenzyme. Is basically what it is. I know I'm getting all James Pungello on you here with that with the fitness stuff, but
I think this is the way. I don't know. We're gonna find.
Yeah, but so like if I had to pick one, I would do a 5-hour energy over a Red Bull because I think it's a little more natural. If it's just like vitamin B a shot of vitamin B, whatever. Like Red Bull seems to have a lot of crap in it that you really don't need.
I don't think I can get this up here.
I think like there's like a lot of finagling and you can do it, but
yeah, but then you gotta finagle out, and it's like a
yeah, exactly. It's a lot of stuff that you just you don't need in your life right now.
Yeah,
we can just walk.
Now I just want some Doritos. You got me. I don't eat them that often, but when I get them, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, I stay away from that as much as possible, but like I can't like if I'm doing a midnight launch or something, if I'm doing a midnight, I can't not do it. Like I can't not. I
mean, if I'm staying up late, I'm shoving the worst things imaginable into my body.
Yeah.
Because, whatever, this is like I went and saw Van Halen with some friends, and we drank a beer that was basically 2 beers and then 4 margaritas, like canned margaritas, back to back.
Oh shit.
In a car.
Damn it, this
in a parking lot. Outside, and then stumbled in, and we're like, how do I know if it's love? We didn't care that night. Then we ate nachos. It was great.
That's
okay. I fell, and that really hurt me.
Yeah, I know. The fall damage is it's like, oh my god,
insane.
It's fall damage. Because like in the other games, you don't even think about it,
Yeah, because they got rid of it, right? They were like, whatever.
Yeah, they were like, you know what? Forget this. You're an unstoppable Spartan. Let's just make you not hurt when you fall. Everybody.
They're like, oh, we'll give him new armor that has like gyros in his ankles or something. And you're like, okay, I accept this.
Sure, whatever. If it means that I don't lose half my life because I accidentally fell off a cliff, then I'm down for it. I'm good.
Yeah, you're like, sure, aliens with purple blood. It's fine.
Whatever. Are we supposed to trigger a cutscene or something? What's going on?
There's things over here I'm killing.
Oh, are you still engaged in a fight?
Yeah.
I'm walking around.
God, I went down.
I'm so far away from this, and like
I'm back, baby.
Just so everybody is aware, I'm like I don't really hear a ton of noise coming from my TV because I don't want you guys to hear the noise from the game like 2 or 3 times because that would be very annoying for you. But that also does mean that I'm barely hearing things. So like there's firefights going on in the distance, I can't hear it. Blow up. Yeah, look at that.
Oh my god. All right. Check the recording, by the way.
No, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. If I don't know how much, I don't know, because it's in the future when Josh is going to do this. It's past for you guys, but it's the future for me. When he's going to edit around, but we the recording stopped partially through the first episode, so
yeah.
we're missing a little bit of audio from there. So I'm like, apparently you got to make sure that the thing is still going after a little while. So
okay, Sniper Man, can I have your gun? Give me your gun.
Can you take guns from allies in this
I
game?
am the Master Chief.
I command
you to give me that gun.
I know you can in the later games, but I'm not sure if that was a feature in the first one. And I don't think they like added any features that weren't in the first game. Like they remastered stuff, but I don't think they like.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say, I don't think they added anything in Halo 2. I was like, they added a ton of things in Halo 2. It's like there's dual wielding, there's like hijacking, and all kinds of things. I was thinking about it, and I remembered that the demo for Halo 2 at E3 never actually was in the game. Do you remember that?
No,
like where you're going.
That was too long ago. I wasn't really watching E3 all the way back.
He's like fighting brutes and like going through the city and stuff, and hijacking, and it was totally different. Was never in the game. Got cut out.
You know what's funny is like obviously, you know, with me, I'm gonna bring everything back to Ghostbusters at some point. I remember there was a whole thing. There was a couple of trailers where they had this, but like there was a whole at the like Thanksgiving parade in New York that was supposed to happen in the game, and it was cut out entirely. And some of the dialogue that happened in the cutscenes happened in different parts of the game, so they just kind of inserted the characters and the dialogue into a different area. If you played the game, then like the cutscene with the mayor freaking out was inserted into the middle of the museum level. It's supposed to happen after you go into after you go underground into the tunnels, and then you stop the big fat guy. I forgot his name. It's been too long. But after you stop him, then you're supposed to emerge into the parade and then have more fights, and then the mayor's supposed to freak out. But they were like, we're cutting the thing. And I remember what was funny about that was like there was this whole big to-do about how there was all these crowd dynamics and stuff in the game. So it's like, we have a ton of different people, and they're all, you know, like uniquely responding to different things. Like, look, Stay Puft walking down the street, and people are tripping over each other, and blah, blah, blah. And it was this big thing, and then it didn't show up in the game. And at all, because then like all of a sudden like there were basically no crowds. There were a couple of people, but there were basically no crowds. They cut out the only level where there really would have been a gigantic group of people on the street, and it was like, that's funny. And it's like, you know, then they get Halo 2. It's like you get the entire demo from E3 not being in the game is kind of crazy. Because like, I mean, I can't think of a game where I've, you know, been watching, you know, an E3 demo or whatever, and then when the game came out, that level wasn't in the game. I can't think of one.
There's gotta be one that I'm not thinking of.
Well,
but
nowadays,
I know that
I feel like it's like, you know, they're really, because of the internet and because of the fact that we learn so much about these games so fast. I kind of feel like if they're gonna show something at E3, it's pretty locked down by the time it gets to E3.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, Halo 2 was kind of caught in development hell for a while.
That's true. Which is funny because Halo 2 is such a important thing to Xbox. I mean, it was definitely the killer app for Xbox. You know,
I played the shit out of it
without question. You know, the first Halo. So it's not like the first Halo was okay and then the second one was phenomenal. The first Halo was amazing and it was a huge hit. So it's I'm back on.
And I remember getting Halo because I didn't have an original Xbox. I got a 360 after I saw the Wii controller because I said screw that.
Right.
And I was like, now I can play Halo 2, and I got Halo 2 like a week after I got my 360. I played the shit out of that game online. I was like pretty highly ranked, and I played it so much until Gears 1 came out, and then Gears 1 was like my high school life basically.
Dude, Gears
which is going to be so interesting, like reliving it when we do streams and videos and stuff for the remastered edition, because I'm probably going to be able to point out like weird differences in the maps.
Oh, now, remind me, when does the remastered one come out? I know it's next month, but when?
August 25th.
August 25th, okay. So
yeah.
About a month from now.
Yeah, like a month from like tomorrow.
Yeah, so now I'm. It's funny because I remember, because unfortunately my job keeps me out of the house in the daytime, and I mean unfortunately I make money, but I didn't get to.
Oh
watch
God!
Whoa, are you dead?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I better move. I didn't get to watch E3 this year. I had to live or anything. I had to watch everything later, and I kind of only was in, and since I didn't have a lot of time, I kind of just watched highlights. So like the Gears news is one of those things that kind of got like I heard it and was like, oh, okay, they're doing Gears. And I didn't realize how soon it was coming out and how cool it looked. Those like
yeah,
two things
I didn't
that,
actually get to play the beta, unfortunately, which made me really sad.
Yeah, apparently they had a beta. I had a code for it. It was like messaged to me on Xbox, and
yeah, I got a code also.
I just wasn't paying attention, and then it was like over, and I was like, well, okay.
Yeah, I had an error where it wouldn't download, and then when it finally did download, I tried to boot it up, and it was like, oh, the beta's over. I was like, god damn it! Like, I didn't even get to play it, you know. But I'm still gonna buy it just because it's. Although I heard a weird thing that the Hammer of Dawn is different in the game, or they like got rid of that like animation, the 4 lasers going. Brrr,
Yeah.
like at least in multiplayer, and I'm like, yeah, but now you can't see it coming. You know what I mean? Which is kind of makes it a little overpowered, in my opinion.
The Hammer of Dawn is extremely powerful.
Yeah, it was an amazing weapon. One of the funniest memories I have, like Hammer of Dawn memories, is we were playing against a team that just kept like doing stupid stuff. And at one point, you remember that map with the helicopter in the middle of it, like the helipad?
Yeah, I remember that one.
They got up on that crate that you couldn't get back down from, and all 4 of them were up there just like cycling around, shooting, like hitting each other, being stupid, and then I went and grabbed the Hammer of Dawn and just went like brrr, like right on top of the crate, and it's like boom, 4 kills. Like, you won the round. It was so funny.
That reminds me of like my greatest moment in any Halo game was in Halo 2. I was playing, I think it was Zanzibar, and so it was a 4-on-4 match, and just before the match, all 3 of my teammates left, so it was 4 guys against me, and so they started on the beach, and I started in the facility, so I ran out, and I went to, there's like a rocket launcher that's in that little like wheel thing in the middle of the map. So I ran out to get that rocket launcher as fast as I could, and then I ran back, and I saw that 3 of them had hopped into a warthog, and 1 of them was on a ghost, and they all went to the same side. So I'm like, oh boy, and I just I shot 2 rockets. 1 rocket blew up the warthog and killed all the guys in there, and the other one blew up the ghost, and that was like my first overkill in an online match, which is crazy to get a pre. What's the
achievements?
Mode where you get, no. What's the mode where your fight? Oh, the firefight. Pre-firefight. An overkill is insane to get. Killing
it was against
4
people.
Actual people that you're playing against. That's amazing. And I'm like, this is just insane. Because like then in firefight, they had to create all kinds of new things. Like you would kill like 12 guys. It'd be like a Kilimanjaro or whatever, and then they kept changing the names. But but that was just so cool, and I'm like that. Like to this day, like when I think of Halo or multiplayer, that story is what I think of, because I'm like, that was just crazy. And they proceeded to destroy me for the rest of the match, because then they were like, all right, fine, we're gonna split up. And
this is the guy. We figured him out.
Yeah, exactly. And then I had nothing. But when they all clumped together, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be fun. I actually think we needed to go into that structure back there. I think
I see that. Well, there's like a waypoint. That's what I'm going towards it.
Right. Yeah. So I think we had. Like, I think we were where we were supposed to be. Oh wait, there's a pelican there.
Oh, we were. It's like, please get in. Like, I think that's the end of the level.
Yeah, that's it. That's this level.
It is. All right. Well, that's the end of episode 2 then. Links in the description to where you can follow us. Remember to go to patreon.com/toasterchimp. Even $1 a month helps us buy new equipment, market our content, and keep bringing you awesome new videos each and every week. And of course, you can follow us. And like I said just like 2 seconds ago, all of the relevant links to follow us. Find our YouTube page, our Facebook page, all that good stuff. I mean, you're already watching us on YouTube probably, so you're already there. But in case you're not, links in the description. Subscribe, all the good stuff. And we love you all. And once this cutscene ends, we're going to end this episode. If you want to continue to the next episode, you can just click the annotations, barring that the actual episode is real at the moment that you click the annotation. But we're going to say goodbye for now, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.